We sat across from each other in our usual dimly lit corner of the restaurant. The clatter of plates had just faded as the waiter cleared our dishes. My wife looked at me, her gaze unnervingly composed. She folded her hands neatly on the table and said, "I want a divorce." I didn't flinch. I had sensed this moment creeping closer for months, maybe years. The cold silences, the long nights apart, the quiet distance, all signs that our love had quietly withered. I figured this was coming. I said evenly, my voice steady. Her eyes flickered, expecting outraged tears or at least a desperate question. Instead, I calmly pulled out my wallet, placed a few bills on the table, and stood. "Come with me," I said. She hesitated. "Where are we going?" "You'll see," I replied. Reluctantly, she grabbed her purse and followed me out into the crisp night. The walk to the car was silent. I opened the passenger door for her, and we drove without exchanging words. The confidence she carried in the restaurant was fading, replaced by subtle unease. 15 minutes later, we arrived at a small lot outside an unremarkable building. A simple sign read, "Lock and Key Storage." She furrowed her brow. "Why here?" I didn't answer. I punched a code into the gate and guided her down a row of storage units. At number 117, I pulled a key from my pocket and swung the door open. A single bulb swung lazily from the ceiling, illuminating boxes, old furniture, and a large safe. "What is all this?" she asked. "This," I said, "is what I've been preparing while you drifted away from us." She stared at me, wide-eyed. I walked to the safe, spun the combination, and opened it. Inside were stacks of documents, photos, and a few hard drives. I handed her a folder. She opened it cautiously, leafing through statements, messages, screenshots, and receipts. Her face drained of color. "I know about Ryan," I said softly but firmly. "The dinners, the trips, the money you moved thinking I wouldn't notice." Her mouth opened slightly, no words coming out. "I didn't confront you until I was certain," I continued. "And now I am. You hid behind lies while pretending to honor our life together. I had to protect what's mine." "You spied on me," she whispered, stepping back. "I protected myself," I replied. "After all we built, you try to take it for yourself. I won't let that happen." She sank into an old chair, visibly shaken. "What happens now?" she asked quietly. "Now," I said, "I give you the divorce, but not the way you wanted it." I handed her another folder, thicker than the first. "This is the revised agreement. You'll get your fair share, nothing more. Everything else stays intact." "You can't do this," she murmured. "I can," I said. "I gave my everything, time, love, trust. You gave yours to someone else." Tears streamed down her face. I could have humiliated her, shown this to friends, family, even her colleagues. But I didn't. "I'm not like you," I said. "This isn't revenge. It's closure." She looked down, defeated. "You wanted this divorce. Fine. I've already signed my part. You just need to sign yours. Within a week, it's done." She wiped her eyes, slowly stood, and said nothing. "I loved you once," I whispered. "But love dies where betrayal lives." I locked the unit behind us, and we returned to the car in silence. The ride home was long and wordless. At the driveway, she got out without a word and disappeared inside. The next morning, she signed the papers without protest. A week later, she moved out. I never spoke to her again, and I didn't need to. Some endings aren't about revenge. They're about reclaiming your freedom and finally breathing again.